Hi everyone, my name is Evie Vargas. Make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified when I post a new video. I will leave the link to my Instagram in the description box. You can direct message me on there with any questions or comments that you may have. In today's video, I want to talk about the autopsy. As a funeral director and embalmer, there are a variety of cases that will come through the prep room. Emaciated cases, oversized cases, meaning morbidly obese, trauma cases, and the autopsy. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about autopsies, continue watching. What is an autopsy? An autopsy is a post-mortem examination that determines the cause and manner of death. The person that conducts an autopsy is called a pathologist. They are physicians that are specially trained in the diagnosis of diseases based upon the examination of organs and tissue. What are the steps of an autopsy? What's the process? For the sake of time, I will briefly go over each step. My experience is based upon assisting a private pathologist. So the autopsy will begin with an external examination. The body will be examined from head to toe, photos may be taken, and certain things will be documented, such as bruising, lesions, and scars. The internal examination will follow, and we'll begin with the Y incision, which is a cut from each shoulder that meets at the sternum and goes down to the pubic bone. The ribs will then be cut on each side to retrieve the sternum, and internal organs will then be removed. An incision will also be made on the back of the head from ear to ear to expose the skull. A bone saw will be used to remove the skull cap to retrieve the brain. The brain and internal organs will be individually examined, weighed, and a tissue sample will be taken. After retrieving the samples, all of the organs will be put in a biohazard bag to be placed back into the decedent's chest cavity. The sternum will be put and repositioned back in its original place, and the Y incision will be sutured. Then the skull cap will be put back into place and the head will be sutured. And it will be ready for the funeral home. Brain only and chest only are other autopsies that an embalmer may encounter. Who would have an autopsy? If someone dies from an accident, homicide, or death under suspicious circumstances, they will most likely have an autopsy. Can a family request an autopsy? Families can absolutely request an autopsy. They can even request a second one if they find the first one to be inadequate. Families have the right to do so if they want. How are autopsy bodies embalmed? This is the suggested order of preparation of the autopsied body according to Embalming History, Theory, and Practice by Robert G. Mayer. Unwrap the body, apply a topical droplet spray to the surface of the body and the orifices. Wash the body with germicidal soap and dry it. Relieve any rigor mortis present and position the head and shoulders. Shave the face on men and set the features. Open the cavities, remove the viscera if they have been returned, and disinfect the internal surfaces of the cavities with droplet spray. Locate and place ligatures around the 6 vessels needed for sectional arterial injection: right and left iliac arteries, right and left axillary or subclavian arteries, right and left common carotid arteries. Prepare the arterial solution. Inject at rates of flow and pressures that meet the demands of the various body areas. Institute supplemental treatment, hypodermic injection of the trunk walls, the shoulders, the neck, and buttocks. Drain all the liquids from the body cavities and treat internal surfaces with hardening compound or autopsy gel. Return the bag of viscera and add preservative chemical, or after treatment, place viscera directly into the body cavities using liberal amounts of hardening compound on the viscera. Suture thoracic and abdominal cavities. Dry cranial cavity. Treat walls with preservative powder or gel and attach calvarium. Suture scalp. Wash and dry the body. Apply the glue to incisions of the thoracic and abdominal cavity. If necessary, place appropriate plastic protective garments on the body. Embalming powder should be placed inside the garment. Now, as I tell everyone, being an embalmer is not a clean job. It's not a job where you're just sitting behind a desk all day. You're actually dealing with these decedents, and this is one type of body you will have to deal with if you become an embalmer. And I honestly love embalming, so it's not a big deal to me, but for those of you that are squeamish and just haven't seen that sort of thing, just honestly really research. And I know on YouTube you can search anything and it'll pop up. Definitely look into those videos and just see if you can handle that aspect. And this video is more so to explain the state in which some bodies will come into the funeral home and you will have to embalm them and deal with it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.